smiling, pleasing faces first thing in the morning. Thank you everyone for taking out time on a Saturday morning. So we have a very interesting topic lined up for today. We are going to talk about already debated in various forums about the applications of degrees in this today's modern world, where skills sometimes are rated more heavily as compared to college degrees and university degrees and certificates. So I also wanted to talk to you about it and take your opinion because you have been in the industry working day in and out, dealing with clients. So what are the applications of college degrees and what is the utility in today's context? So before we get there, it will be good to refresh our own school days and college days, go back to old memories and think about why we went to college. So let's get on to a round of the introductions and know each of you better and your backgrounds better. Which cities are you from and which colleges did you go? What did you study there? Why did you study that particular subject that you chose to do? So a flashback kind of a thing before we get on to a detailed discussion. So we can start with Mumbai, Vijay Sharma, and then move to Delhi, Khalid, and move to Soren Trivedi in Gujarat, and finally go down south to Mahesh in Coimbatore. That's the order we will follow
Good
for.
morning, sir. Good morning, sir, and good morning, colleagues. And first of all, I would like to thank to Vani for organizing such a wonderful platform where we can, interact on such a topic which I had never thought in my life. On this particular topic in future, I'll be able to express my views, or some kind of atmosphere will be created where I can get a chance to speak on this particular topic. So, just starting with my background, actually, I've been born and brought up in Mumbai, completed my graduation from Mumbai University. Then for next 2 years, I pursued my career in chartered accountancy course, and over there actually I couldn't succeed. And then due to the financial issues of the family, decided to become an earning member of the family, and then easily got entered into the pharmaceutical sector. Why I use the word easily? Because if you look at the educational requirement needed for getting entry into the pharma sector is the graduation. Okay, so I easily got entry into the pharmaceutical sector, and then later on I came to know, okay, even though entry is quite easy, but it's very tough to survive over here if you are not sharpening your skills over a period of time. If you are not putting efforts in your job profile, then you will be out of the system. So started my initial 6 months of my career with the JB Chemicals. Then after 6 months, got an opportunity to work with the Cipla Limited. I joined Respiratory Team 1 in Jan 2007. Over there for approximately 2.5 years, I worked as a territory manager. And by looking at my performance, company shifted me to the PHK division, that is known as Super Specialty Task Force. So I got shifted in June 2009,
Sure.
and then in July 2011 got elevated as a area manager, and then since then to till now I've been working as a area business manager in PHK division. Now, sir, coming to the question, what made me to join college? uh, you can imagine a life of a person, a 15 year 16-year person who has just recently passed out the school with full of disciplined life in the school. Now, at this stage, he is a minor. So neither his parents can expect him to earn the money, nor he is interested in earning the money. And thanks to the, I would say, Bollywood movies actually, which has portrayed our college life in such a beautiful way that it acts as an attraction towards the teenagers. Okay, even if he is a below average student, he would love to join the college life. Okay, because he knows this time is never going to come again in his life. So, and number two, as I mentioned, there is no necessity to earn the money at the age of 15 or 16. So here, parents and the child both are interested in investing money in developing their career, developing, sharpening their skills. Okay. So over there, the need of the time was not to earn the money, but but to invest in yourself, but to invest in your academics. So as I said that we have to act as per the necessity of the time. So at that time, the necessity before me was to invest in my academics, to invest in my career. So which made me to enter into the college life. So, sir, this is all about like my answer how I entered into the college life. So
Thank you,
this is all
Vijay.
about this.
So that was a good introduction and a very honest answer that you wanted to have some fun, so you went to college as a teenager. Great. So let's move to Delhi. Khalid, why did you go to college and which college did you go to and what did you study? Some details about college more than your job.
Yeah, definitely, sir. Very good morning to all of you, and thank you very much, Vani team, to me having me in this good platform. Because as Vijay says that we never ever think that we could be discussing on particular this topic. So it's a very out of the box. You can say that. My basically career is just ups and downs happen in my life. I started my my schooling career from the Bihar board, and my family actually is not very stable in terms of financially very stable. So I did my school from Bihar board, and then there was a question that what to do. My brother actually was doing job in Delhi. So he came after just passing my 12th. He came in Bihar. Then why don't you come with me in Delhi? There is a lot of opportunity, so you can come and join with me. So I came Delhi, frankly speaking, and there was no any aim at what to do. But of course, as every Indian family, as everyone think that ki after this passing 12th, we should have to go either for the engineering or for the doctorate. So we should have to be compete for that. So there was a back of my mind that ki we should have to go try for the engineering. So, but I was not a very bright student, to be honest, because my schooling was not so basic was not very clear. So I don't compete engineering. So I decided to go for the graduation, and finally I got opportunity in Jamia Millia Islamia, where I did my graduation in chemistry. And after 3 years, definitely the question that what to do next. And till now, I learned a lot in this Jamia Millia Islamia. So after that, I decided to go for the further job, because I don't want to be dependent on my brother. Then I moved for the job. Then definitely, as Vijay said, that it's very easy to grab opportunity in the sales pharma line, especially pharma line, because pharma people, pharma companies accept all the types of people who definitely doesn't have any much opportunity. Definitely, I came join in this Mankind Pharma. Where I got an opportunity and earned a lot in this pharma. After that, 10 years of a span of time, and then I moved to the Cipla. So it was very definitely ups and downs happening in my life. And meanwhile, I did my MBA because I was financially very stable after this coming in pharma, because pharma people earn in so many incentives, and if you are doing very hard work, there's so many perks also. So I definitely earn very well, and now I'm very much stable thanks to Almighty, as well as this pharma buys. So, and then I did my MBA also in pharma marketing. So this is all about my journey basically.
Great, Khalid. So we got to know a couple of things, that you came to Delhi for further education, then you did MBA and you made a lot of money in Cipla.
Cipla and Mankind both, because
Great.
10 years 10 years I did with Mankind Pharma and 4.5 years with Cipla.
Thank you for letting us know. So Mahesh Sitaraman. Sorry, we'll go to Sorin and then go to Mahesh.
I guess it's my turn. Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Saurin Trivedi. And first of all, thank you, Vani, for providing such a good platform. I actually remember my good old days of cracking those GDs and interviews while having college placements. And I literally came into the deja vu that this is same thing is happening now. So I'm basically from Ahmedabad, born and brought up in Ahmedabad. My parents are there in Ahmedabad, and currently I'm working at Rajkot location in Gujarat. I'm working with Asian Paints since 2012. I did my graduation from Ahmedabad, that is GLS, Gujarat Law Society. And within the same campus, there is one college named NR IBM, NR International Business Management. That is the under the umbrella of GLS Society only. And I did my post graduation from there only. I did MBA with marketing from 2010 to 12 batch, and I got recruited from campus placement in this Asian Paints, and working in Asian Paints since last 10 years. This is my 10th consecutive year in Asian Paints. So that's all about me.
Okay, so tell me some fun things about your college and what
Oh,
made you.
yeah, I missed that part. Okay. So the question you asked that why I went to college. So frankly speaking, I did my studies in I did my 11th and 12th in commerce background, and being into commerce, we do have only two opportunity to get in. The first one, either we can opt CA, CS, that is basically accounting parts, and we can move further into those fields. Those fields actually need more attention and more courage to get past. But I was not that bright student, and hence my parents knew me. They insisted me to get enrolled into the commerce background. So I took my BCom degree as a graduate. I passed out from the GLS, and I did Bachelor's of Commerce. Post Bachelor's of Commerce, we had 2 3 options only, because commerce people normally do this chartered accountancy, or they 70 75% of people went for the MBA, or let's say MCA kind of degrees. So I enrolled for both MBA and MCA, and somehow I get to manage to get admission in MBA stream. Uh, After getting into MBA, I was initially in a plan of doing MBA with finance, but the finance was not my cup of cake. And so the easiest part which I chose, that is marketing. I've never ever thought that I will be choosing this line. Some of my friends forced me that let's get into the marketing. You are kind of people that you can crack this stream. So this is how I completed my MBA with marketing, and get the job in Asian Paints from the campus recruitment.
Interesting. So it was a series of coincidence. I guess.
Yeah, frankly speaking, it was not planned way.
Okay. So you took up commerce and then you applied for MCA and MBA both, and somehow you landed in MBA, and people forced you to get into marketing because finance was looking a little tougher.
Right.
So whatever was the easier choice, you took it up. But you have done well.
True.
Excellent. Mahesh?
Yes, sir. So first of all, good morning to all. So thanks to Sipna and Vani for choosing this platform. It's a wonderful topic, college and success in life. So my name is Mahesh Sitaraman. I'm from basically at Coimbatore from Tamil Nadu. So my native is in deep south in Tirunelveli. So I'm studying my education all in Tirunelveli only. I'm studying in St. John's College, Palayamkotte. So my qualification is a BSc Chemistry. So this college period, I am taking this particularly this chemistry and whatever things. The only thing I am joining this college for only the degree purpose, because now in school time I'm very average students only. Because my family also that poor to medium stage. It's a very that position only. So that in a very average students actually. My scores are not better in 10th and even the 12th also. So in that situation, one of my uncle, he is in the medical representative, the two uncle. So he's in more impression because he wearing the tie and taking the bike. So I looking his all personality. I'm very much impressed. So that time I decided to become a medical representative in my school times. So but I'm not much of because at that age now we don't know about this professional like this mindset that we are not getting that time. So that after my school completion, now I'm getting very low score mark. So after my parents also look a little bit worried. So which what is my next career level? Is there whether he's going to join in diploma courses or either anything? So my uncle told that he needs some degree. So I will took him to medical representative because that time the minimum qualification we record for medical representative some of the science degree graduates. So I'm scoring better than all other subject chemistry. I'm getting good marks. So I've got an opportunity to get the BSc chemistry in St. John's College. So after that, I'm joining the college also. That college having some of the like strikes and some. When on 1 year now, that 60 to 80 days, the one always in strike only. So I am learning all in more than my education. I'm learning all the surrounding circumstances because I'm surrounded always with my friends. That is more help me for this professional because we riding the entire day 100 to 50 kilometers per day for the medical representative. This is a that time that experiences help a lot in my medical representative profession. So only thing that this degree is only for my only the qualification only. After once I completed the degree, na after I came to my uncle homes in Tirupur actually. He's 1 year now. I'm not getting any job, any professional, and he is also not aware about that medical representative professional. So that time a little worry about that. So one time I decided na, so whatever the job I'm getting now, so we can join immediately because my family situation. So that time my uncle told Mr. Srinivasan told you can meet the one person. So he will take providing some of job like that. So I'm casually enjoying. And I thought na some other textile jobs are like that. I'm going for before meeting. I thought thinking. So once I'm meeting na, he's one of the manager in a pharma company. So I'm really got surprised because my own whichever the professional I'm like now, that feel that person I'm meeting now, I'm so exciting. So that time my professional career start. And then the 2006 from my first company is Nicholas Piramal. So that time is a good. No, my first company is also one of the top company at that time. So after I'm working around in 2 years in that company. So after that, Nova Toto Healthcare, because of that manager, that big company to low company, na, because of only thing, na, I'm doing my work sincerely doing my hard work because my like always I'm keep on running like that. So he like more than he changed to some other company, Nova Toto Healthcare, Chennai based company. So he took the company from Nicholas. So I'm working around the 3 years in that company. Suddenly the company got wind up. So immediately I'm joining Torrent Pharma. And that company only I'm learning about the full entire thing, how the what are the this entire thing, even the stock is entire my career learnings now I learn only from the Torrent Pharma. So after I'm joining Ranbaxy Urology division, after that Sun Pharma has merged that company. So in that Sun Pharma, I'm getting an internal interview like a CPP. I'm not eligible for area business manager in Coimbatore. So after I'm joining in from 2019, I'm joining Cipla Urology as an area business manager in Coimbatore headquarters. And this is my overall college and my professional experience.
Thanks. That was a very detailed explanation. What I got to know was you were always inspired to become a medical rep and get into pharma sales, and that inspired you right from school days. But the only way was to do a graduation in chemistry. So you went to college to study BSc chemistry and also landed up learning more about political science because of
Yes.
frequent in politics in your college campus. So you learned multiple things in the college. Okay. So what are the fun things that you did in college?
I think I keep on playing, watching cinemas, and I'm meeting different types of people at that time because my friends and nearby some of the other colleagues now different types of characters I met on that time. So because now good habits also I took and bad habits also took that time. So
So what were those bad habits? Attending classes, is it?
not bad habits means not like the smoking or like not like that. So how we get people like the behavior now, how we have to speak with the some other person, because now I only missed that time now in pure professional. I didn't learn from those people actually. How we have to improve my knowledge and there's some words that I missed in my missed in that my college times.
Sure.
Now I realize that I missed the college time. We must learn something about that.
Okay. So when did you all, Sorin, Vijay, Khalid, for everyone, when did you first learn cycling? Do you remember when did you first learn cycling?
Yeah. I learned cycling, right?
Yes. When
Yeah,
did you?
I learned my cycling from my school days only. So I must be in 6th standard. I know that because my first cycle was stolen by a thief in very first week when we brought the cycle. So it was a memory in my mind that when I learned cycling and I bought the first cycle. So I learned cycling in 6th standard because 7th standard onwards in my school we generally have morning shifts from 8 to 10 standard. So till 7th standard we do have noon shift, and just because from 8th standard it will become a morning shift. Normally people, normally students get to go to the school by cycle only. So I learned cycling from 6th standard, and there was a slope in my apartment. I used to tell my friend that please keep hold that cycle from behind, and I'm getting a cycle from that slope and trying to learn the cycle. So that was the 6th standard I started learning cycle.
So about 11 years, 11 to 12 years.
Yes, sir.
What about Khalid? When did you first learn cycling?
Actually, my upbringing happened in this remote village, basically. So till 10th standard, I was in Bihar. There was a village called Arsimpur. So I was not a own cycle till the time of age of 10 years. But at the 9th, when I got admission in this school, then my father bought me a cycle, and then I started riding the cycle. And there was, I think, 12 kilometer from my native village, school was there. So I start cycling from that onwards till 8th standard, you can say that.
So you learned cycling when you were about 13 years old, 13 to 14.
Yeah, 13 to 14 years.
Okay. Mahesh, what about you? When did you first learn cycling?
I 4th standard, I think 4th to 5th standard. In my mother's native places, I took, and then my uncle has we took the rent cycle in that time. So I very much interested to learn the cycling at that time. So I learned that. Yes.
About 8 years,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Vijay, what about you?
Sir, actually, I was not that lucky enough to have a cycle during my school days or even college days. So at that time, actually, we were more into cricket. Our entire friend circle was more towards the cricket and other outdoor activities than the cycling. And just 5 years back, actually, I learned cycling. And because why cycling? Because I want to learn to drive the Activa. So someone told me that if you want to learn to drive the two-wheeler, better to have a practice on a cycle. That is the reason I started learning cycle just 5 years back only. So at that time, it was not the necessity for me, or neither my peers or my siblings were having a cycle, so that they can so that I can get exposed to cycling during my school days. So just 5 years back only I learned cycling, and we were more towards other sports games.
Okay. So going back to Sorin, when was the last time you did cycling?
Last year only. So actually, last year, I mean, just a second.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So last year we bought a new cycle because my wife is working with S&P Global at Ahmedabad, and their company provided that reimbursement. So one can claim up to 10,000 for health. I mean, anything with related to health you can buy and reimburse into the company. So we decided to buy a cycle. I bought it last year. I tried it last year, but unfortunately, since last year I mean, the cycle is there in the compound since last 1 year. Both of the tires got punctured now. I did not get time to.
After a gap of how many years did you do cycling last year? After a gap of how many years?
It was around 3-4 years. So when I was there in Ahmedabad at my native place, one of my friend bring a cycle at our common destination where we used to meet, and I tried cycling there. So it was after 3-4 years I tried cycling last year. I ran it for a week kind of a thing, and then it is still there in the compound lying there.
You're comfortable riding a cycle?
No, actually, I'm comfortable riding a cycle. Actually, I wish to start my riding again, but unfortunately, with this work schedule, I cannot manage to get up early in the morning and start my this cycling or regular exercise pattern.
Okay. What about you, Vijay? You said 2016 you loved cycling. Uske baad, when did you last do cycling?
7 days back, actually. 7 days back. My Activa was busy with my daughter, so I thought to drive a cycle of my neighbor. So at that time only, I just drive a cycle at that time only. And
I didn't remember exactly, trust me, because at the age of at the age of 13, I bought cycle, and till class 12th, I was having cycle. But when I shifted Delhi in 2001, since then I don't think I don't have a cycle here. Definitely I have a bike and car also, but cycle I didn't remember. In Delhi I ride it.
So 20 years.
Approx you can say that 20 years.
So if I give you a cycle today, would you be able to do cycling?
Of course, because I drive motorcycle as well. So my daughter has cycle, but I am confident I can drive.
Super. What about you, Mahesh? When was the last time you did cycling?
Actually, sir, I bought 4 years back, sir. I bought one new cycle for only the daily exercise purposes only, sir. After that, after 6 months, I'm doing that cycling. After that, I got a promotion for the area business manager. After that, still now the cycle is kept on my home only. I'm not able to use that cycle.
So if you start cycling today, will you be comfortable doing it, or
Yes,
you'll have?
definitely.
Okay. So there's a reason why I asked all of you about the cycling question. So now, Sorin, the next question, which I'm very curious to know from you, is just about your class 11th or class 12th or even first year of your graduation. Okay.
Okay.
Tell me about one subject and one of the chapters in detail.
Class 11, 12th or first year?
Correct. Any one chapter? All of you can think about while Sorin also thinks.
So, frankly speaking, it would be difficult for me to remember any specific chapter or let's say lesson from the book, because I was not that kind of student who is having sharp memory. So even you gave me 3 options of 11, 12th or let's say first year of graduation. I can say that these were the subjects in 11th or 12th or in first year of commerce, but I cannot remember the typical chapter out of that course.
No problem. Khalid?
Same here. I think if option will be there, definitely I can crack. But as far as the permanent list is concerned, whatever the brand we have, whatever the things right now we have, we can talk almost 30 minutes for particular one topic. But
no, class 11.
Yes, that's definitely. I didn't exactly remember what exactly was the topic. But
Vijay?
Definitely because my daughter is in she's in KG, so I start learning so many things from the KG standard, because there are some things which I have to learn and taught her. So I'm now start practicing with her in KG standard. Hopefully, slowly, gradually, I will learn a lot of things with her. But I didn't remember exactly what was the topic.
Sir, in my case, actually, I learned, I still remember the final account, like in first year, when we are telling the final account balance sheet, that I still remember the formula, like debit what comes in, credit what goes out, debit all income, expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. Third law, actually, I didn't remember now, but final account is the thing which I like the most, and so that's why I remember it, because for hours and hours I used to practice it. So that I loved the most.
If I give you 15 minutes, can you explain the chapter?
Sir, I can explain about these 2 rules, like debit all in expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains, means whatever. Like as you know, in accountancy, debit and credit these 2 sides are having. So it is the rule of a real account. Like if in cash comes in, then you need to credit it. If what comes in is the credit and what goes out is the debit. So if you are spending something, that means you are debiting it, and if you are gaining something, that means you are crediting it. And whatever expenses are there, you need to put on the debit side, and whatever incomes you are getting, you need to put it on the credit side. Even if we talk about balance sheet, on the right hand side there it has to be mentioned as the assets, on the left hand side it mentioned as the liabilities. So when we talk about assets, like our deposits, like interest on any investments, these kind of things we need to note it at the asset side, whereas in liability side, like how much we owe to others, okay, how much in interest we need to pay to the shareholders, or dividend to the debenture holders. So these kind of things, whatever is the responsibility is on us, that comes at the liability front. So this just a little bit still having clarity in my mind, sir. Little bit of this.
What about Mahesh?
One thing, only one remaining number, even though my school days remain only remaining Tamil poetry, sir. Only thing.
You remember your organic chemistry or inorganic?
I'm very much interested in physical chemistry. That one, but I'm not known about that particular equation. Actually, it's a very big equation. So that in the college time, that physical chemistry, I'm doing good.
So that brings us to now our next question, which goes to Khalid. So why do we go to college? I mean, if we have to finally do something else and we don't even remember what is physical chemistry or whatever we studied in our first 11th standard accounts or business studies or whichever subject that.
As per my point, to be honest, there are three type of people who usually go to college. Someone who is very, very ambitious and have a dream to do something, they usually have to go to the college. Of course, because there is a way to fulfill their dream. Because without college, definitely there is hardly someone who can do and fulfill their dream. And the second one is basically the person whose parents want a degree, because someone who is definitely not interested to go to college, but because of the parents' needs, because the parents' ambitious, they have to bond they go to the college. And the third one is like me, like other my colleagues, who definitely is not belong to the very well established family and having not a very bright student, average student. They have to go to college to take a degree at least for the graduate, because maximum jobs in India as well as across the world, they hire at least graduate people. To grab the graduate degree, you have to go for the college for better stable life and fulfill your need for the rubber. This is the reason why these about three people they used to go to college.
Sure. Sorry, you want to add?
No, thank you. This is
Yeah.
the reason. Yes.
Soren, would you like to add something?
Yeah, definitely. So normally era where my parents got passed out. So at that time, HSC and SSC was called as a higher studies. But nowadays, if we see, when I completed my graduation, the graduation was not enough. Everybody was doing graduation, and everybody was doing masters at my time when I passed out. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Hello.
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah, you are audible.
All right. Bad network quality. All right. So normally people go to the college because of, first of all, they need a job security. College gives them a job security. They wanted to learn valuable skills from their college and from the courses which they selected. People actually wanted to explore different career options if they joined graduation. Like in my case, when I joined Bachelor's of Commerce, when I was into the last year of my commerce degree, I came to know that these are the 2-3 options which I can get into after my graduation. So probably better to get into the post graduation. I had two choices, either to go for MCA or let's say MBA. So net it is for the job security or for the pathway which you wanted to enter into the career direction way ahead.
Okay, so when you say job security, I think you are meaning that people will get placements when they go to an MBA college. Is that right?
Many of the colleges nowadays, even tier 1, yeah, many colleges nowadays gets you opportunity to get a direct job placement or campus placement, and that's what I call job security. Because if you are a good, or let's say average student, studied from a tier 1 college, you definitely get a job security from those colleges. Good companies coming to the campus placement for such kind of colleges.
I think that's a very valid point. So Vijay, what are your views?
Sir, actually, just having a agreement with Shaurid and Khalid. As Khalid mentioned, there are three kinds of people. Just adding to that, sometimes it's depending upon the atmosphere, the environment in which we are living. Actually, that matters to enter into the college. Like first, during 60s or 70s or even 80s. 10th or 12th was what considered as a decent education and can fetch you a better job in your career. Okay, but as time passes, society keep on evolving, their expectations keep on rising, and now along with the degree, as Shorin said, along with the degree you need a master's degree also along with the graduation. So it's all about, like, it's a society increasing expectations from us. If you are not if you are not completing your degree, that means you are below the average. And now if you are along with the degree, if you are not completing masters, that now you have become the below average. And so secondly, we Indians actually are having habit of copying or following what our siblings or what our friend circles are doing. Actually, see after 10th, if you see 99% of our teenagers, they are just they entering into the college life. So again, we do not have anything to earn or anything to learn. Then that's why we thought, chalo, this is the system. After 10th, I need to do 11th, 12th, and then college. So because of this mentality, people entered into the college life. And thirdly, as Shaurin said, actually college degree provides us a security that we can have at least decent income in our hand if you start working. Okay. So again, here job security also plays a vital role. Now, sir, I'm putting a case study of a rich guy whose father is having a good business to handle. So I think he doesn't need a college degree to at least earn a basic income. Okay, but here in this case, actually, he gets a degree just to match up his standard of living, just to show to the staff that even if I am your boss, but I have done my graduation, my masters, and MBS, even if he is not skilled enough. Okay, but for the sake of labeling him himself as a degree holder, he has pursued his career and he has got the degree. So here, purpose also plays a vital role of getting a degree. So that's point actually I wanted to make.
I think you made very good points about social prestige and snob value. So rich people take acquiring degrees to show off that they have gone to maybe international universities and show off that degree to their staff or maybe in their social circles. So that's a fantastic point, Vijay. I will take this forward to Mahesh Sitaraman. So you had mentioned that you went for a degree just to become eligible to get a job. Otherwise, you would not have got a job. You wanted to become eligible because the company's eligibility criteria was at least a graduate. But now, if you know, many of the blue chip companies, technology companies are removing degrees as a barrier. As long as you're skilled, you can get a job. You have to pass their test. You have to prove your skills and you are in. You don't have to show a certificate which shows a distinction there. So what are your views? How are things going to change?
Yes, sir. It's a different. It's a depend upon the people, person, sir. Actually, how the if the people taking the degrees college, going to college, join the college now, they purpose is only for the professional career purpose only. Because which are the major they're taking the even the chemistry or science, physics or something. So if the some people, I am not getting very much. I'm taking as a college as just a qualification. But during in my friends, one of the person now he is very much confident about this chemistry and now he is a professor in same college actually. So depending on the people they're choosing, but after that you rightly said, sir, because not now the many companies are the qualification is doesn't matter, only the ability, how they have skill knowledge, only the experience, only the asset for the getting the job actually. So it's that's the what that I will accept, sir, actually. But now that on particular that time that education level is good, but depend the person will how they learning in that particular time. So now I'm realized this time I'm know about the entire environment. So I missed my college times, my education time. That I'm really realizing.
Thank you.
And
So,
I'll feel about that.
Khalid, do you agree with Vijay's point and the other points that people made? One is prestige. That is one side, social prestige, to show off to people, to show off to your friends and relatives that I have done BE, I have done MBA, I've gone to Singapore and all these things. That is one part. And on the other hand, companies saying that, we don't require your degrees. Gradually, that might happen with Google and Apple and these companies saying we don't require degrees, we require skills. So will this fad go away of acquiring more and more degrees? What is your take?
No, I'm totally agree because Three Idiots were the movie which inspired more of us. I think most of you have seen Three Idiots. With Ranchod Das was a character, as Vijay mentioned about it, sir. The rich peoples they acquire degree to show off basically. So this is definitely it's happened time to time with celebrities. If you see there's so many celebrities they send their child of Oxford and so many universities not to finish their work because they have enough money to survive. They don't have need to basically job. What they do, they just put their degree on the showroom, so they know. So this is happening. This is you can't deny this about it. But as you mentioned that even I read about it that Amazon as well as Google, so many companies now start hiring without showing the degree. So this is really a good start. So many people, people who is having a very good skill, a very good definitely skill, they can start sharpen their skill to grab this opportunity. But somehow I will agree with Sitaraman that especially in the some subject like chemistry, like some bio, and there you need to university, you need to a platform where you have to be go and learn so many things, so many studies, so many research, because especially Amazon and Google type of thing, they are just expert in IT. So IT sector, definitely you have to be asked for. Without degree you can survive, but especially if you have to go for particular these type of things like practical things like chemistry, like bio, like mathematics. You have to go and learn a lot of things for particular this. So this will happen definitely. Both will be parallelly go, as far as my experience is there.
So all of you somewhere agree that, for making careers and getting jobs, a degree is required, right? So Vijay, what is your take on, let's say, not having degrees? What would happen? Would you not be equally successful? If you
Sir, actually, as
about the job part, apart from jobs, if you don't have degrees, if you're not interested in working, does that make you less successful?
Sir, I would say here, definition for success is different for the person who doesn't have a degree. Example, I know these kind of people are very much less, even 0.1% of entire globe's population. Talking about Bill Gates, talking about Sachin Tendulkar, the same class of the people who don't have a college degree, okay, but they have actually they have followed their passion, okay, they have followed their burning desire. So and their passion, their burning desire is they are not dependent on any kind of degree, okay. So here, if you are not having any degree, that the point I wanted to make is just in order to survive, two things is required: either to have a degree or to have a particular skill set or a particular talent or particular burning desire. By following that, you can create your own market, you can create your own prospects, your customers. Okay. So over there, but such kind of persons are really God gifted. Okay. And the population of these kind of persons are very much minimal. Okay. Now talking about third category, if you are a rich guy, you are having a business to run, then there is no kind of degree required. You just need to get the work done from your staffs. Okay. So over there, degree doesn't play any role apart from having a social prestige and all. But even if a person doesn't have a degree, just he need to get his work done, and he knows about how to run the business and all. From his father, he knows all the tactics. Okay. So over there also, a role of degree doesn't come. Okay. So this is what I perceived.
Thank you. Sorin, would you like to add something to this?
Yeah, sir. So according to me, degree and success has nothing to correlate with. Yes, if you have a good degree, there are chances to get a success in life, but there is no guarantee if, that degree can give you a full success. Because success is all depend upon a person's capability. Person has to put his all sweets and do hard work into the whatever field he is there into. If a person is there into any field, he has to know the ability to do the analysis. He has to know about the future for the field in which he is doing work. Basically, according to me, anyone who is having a good capability of taking right decision, taking having a negotiation skills, and if he can do work in his own field, there is no need of a degree. We have ample of examples here in Gujarat wherein people do not have those smart degrees, but they are very successful in their career, or let's say their business. We have a biggest industry of ceramic here in Morbi, that is just 2 hours from Rajkot. So if you go to the Morbi, there are some 4 to 5,000 factories making tiles and ceramics and this all sanitary ware. They are exporting everything across the globe, and but they just they need degree earned people just to do the export for the sake of their business growth. But if they wanted to sell their ceramics within country, or let's say within their region, it is very easy to sell that in their own network. So at some point they need to hire skilled people for their business expansion, because they have limited capability of doing this export and documentation. But the establishing of the business, a person or let's say a factory owner does not need to hold a degree. He just needs expertise in making ceramic. He needs expertise in market survey, and on the base of his excellence and analytical skill, he can any day get a success in his own field.
Thank you. So I'm mindful of time. Before we close, one last question for all of you. We can go to Mahesh. So Mahesh, my question is, you go back to your college, think about your college degree, think about that cycling example that I gave you. You remember cycling, but you don't remember maybe that first chapter in your 11th standard or 12th standard. So after this flashback, if I have to ask you for some tips for youngsters who are just going to pass out from class 10th and planning to make a career, what is that tip that you want to give from your own experience? What should they do so that they don't make those mistakes which you might have made, or do those good things that you have taken, some good decisions? What are those tips that you want to share with them?
Yes, sir. I'm just only give advice about whatever you are studying now. First, clearly understand and before you are studying now, you can understand about the subject, and each subject is very much helpful for each situation in your career. So that much. Even though my sister is studying in 10th standard, and even though last week also I made a conversation with him. So I am telling now, whatever subject is a good, or you're getting 100 marks or 90 marks somewhat. But one thing that you have to clearly understand about that particular subject. So what they are telling, what you are learning from that particular subject. So that is the one thing I advise to any students. And even though because now I am missed that, even though what is some of the questions you are asking now today, even though my professional also. So what the basic things, even though I'm studying in my school period or the college period, now I realize once I am understand that particular subject and a subject now, it will never forget in my mind. So that's the only thing I advise to any students.
Thank you. Khalid?
Yes. So I would like to say that one quote I would like to hear that if you have a beauty and don't have goodness, that will irritate you. Similarly, in the education, if you have a degree and not have knowledge, that will definitely irritate you. So you should have to be a very good knowledge for particular subject, as my colleague said that whatever you are doing, you have to be a passionately do anything. If you are doing chemistry, if you are doing IT, whatever you're doing, just do with the passion. And of course, you know very well that skill as well as the degree, both are a part of coin, one side of each. So you have to now, because earlier in 80s and 70s, degree definitely gave you a job security, but nowadays you have to do both to compete the market. So you have to be skilled, you have to be definitely, if degree required, you have to be a degree holder also, because we very few people who have like Steve Jobs or Mark Zuckerberg, as well as like this Bill Gates, who definitely without degree they definitely go with that level. So we have to, for survival, we have to be both skill as well as this degree.
Sure, interesting point taken. I think you picked up, you are inspired by Three Idiots. Excellence ke piche bhago, marks ke piche mat bhago.
Definitely, sir.
Vijay?
Sir, here, like before pursuing any career after 10th, first we need to ask the question ourselves, why? If you are getting the answer of this why, then our rest of the job would be much more easier. Actually, the guidance given by parents, depending upon how the atmosphere of that particular child is like, his parents are well in academics, or they even not aware of, they are not exposed to the academic environment. Like taking my example, I'm the first person in my entire generation who is graduated. Okay, so you can assume what kind of background I must be having, or people like me having. So here, the point I wanted to make is, depending upon your family environment, okay, your family environment should be educated and sound enough to guide you. There has to be someone who guide you properly. Okay, and secondly, it's your interest in which direction you want to go and why. If you do not have any direction, then take the guidance from the person who is far better than your parents, or far better than you in understanding the things. Okay, so it is better either to make your own way, or to follow the way which is guided by others, but that has to be the best way. Okay, so it's not like randomly can anyone can guide you to do the commerce graduation or science graduation. It's up to you also in which field you want to make your career. And secondly, as Khalid, my colleagues said, okay, apart from degree, you need to be skilled enough, because as time passes, there will be, in fact, today also cutthroat competition is going on. So in future also scenario would be much more worse if you can't cope up with the growing environment. So apart from degree, we need to have a particular, we need to empower ourselves with particular skills. Okay, we are need to be skilled enough, okay, to crack the interview. Okay, not only to crack the interview, but to survive in that particular job. Okay, so over here, what actually we can suggest to our government should do, government should intervene over here. Yeah, apart from apart from studying the daily routines of the college, okay, they need to introduce some kind of skilled courses, advanced courses apart from their routine curriculum, routine portion. Okay, so over there, government needs to intervene. They need to add on certain practical aspects which are being applicable into the blue chips companies. Okay, so for that, government should take the case studies and should introduce into the college level, into the university level. In future, these kind of companies are operating in this way. So this would be very much knowledgeable and useful for the students if they can get to know these kind of ideas at the college front. Okay, so here government can have a role to play over there. That through this they can make the life of the academics would be standard of academics would be at much more better. Okay, the standard would be at next level. Okay, so here I'm having a mixed feedback, sir, I would say actually.
Sure. Point taken about becoming skilled and having the right mentor. So that was a very good point and advice. Sorin? Sorin, can you hear us? I think we've lost him.
He was facing network problem, I think.
Yes. All right. So it was a very interesting discussion. Let me just quickly summarize whatever we discussed for the benefit of the audience and people who are going to watch this video later on. So some of the top reasons that we mentioned why we study for degrees is that parents want us to study. So parents want their children to go for degrees, and that's why we go to college and acquire those degrees. So second was the kind of jobs that you want to get into. So if we want to get into pharmaceuticals, we may want to do a BSc degree. And with that in mind, we do a degree in chemistry or some related subject. Sometimes eligibility becomes the criteria to get into certain types of jobs. We have to be eligible, and the eligibility criterion is that you should be a graduate. So in that case, we go for degrees. So, and some of the advantages is that when you go for a degree, you get into a college, a decent college, which gives you a college campus placement. So that gives you job security. Social prestige was one of the top reasons mentioned. So in society, when we are in front of relatives, friends, neighbors, so we want to be seen as qualified, smart people who have gone to colleges and acquired BTech, MBAs and MS, MTech. So for that reason, we acquire degrees for social prestige. Rich people acquire degrees for snob value. What we understood. Snob value is when you want to show off in front of your high society that I have acquired from Harvard, Stanford, or such schools across the world. So that is one more reason why we acquire such degrees. Degrees don't guarantee success. That is what all of you said, but it is good to have a degree so that you have some advantage at least. Passion is more rated than just getting marks and going through college. Passion and excellence in whatever you do. And finally, the last 2 points that I liked the most was getting the right mentor so that you are guided on the right path right from the beginning as soon as you pass out from class 10th, and look at becoming skilled, not just acquiring degrees. So in the past, only having degree on paper was sufficient. Right now, it is not just degree plus skills matter a lot. So that was a very interesting summary and interesting discussion. 50 minutes of power pack from all of you. All good thoughts from across India coming in. So thank you very much for participating today.